Hello, St. Mary Magdalene. Thanks for tuning into another weekly video with me, Father Chris. Kind of filming outside today because you'll see it in a few minutes what I wanted to highlight in the video. But first, I wanted to begin this video with a big invitation and thank you to our Knights of Columbus. So Lent starts next week. March 2nd is Ash Wednesday. And so to help us prepare for Lent in a kind of a good Mardi Gras spirit, the Knights are going to be hosting a pancake breakfast this week after all of our morning masses. So big shout out to our Knights of Columbus. Thank you for putting that on for us. And everybody is welcome and invited to come and attend this pancake breakfast at our parish. Next, we'll get into kind of why am I outside? Well, as I mentioned a little bit ago, it's Lent next week. And one of the great devotions during Lent, one of the great gifts, actually personally a favorite devotion of mine, is the Stations of the Cross. Now you also know that we're going to be doing renovations during Lent, starting on March 14th. We're anticipating starting construction. Because of that, that means we won't be able to celebrate our stations inside the church. So we had actually someone come forward and put up outdoor Stations of the Cross. The young man that actually did this for an Eagle Scout project for our parish. So big shout out to Aiden, right, the young man that did his Eagle project for us putting up these Stations of the Cross. So that's why I'm outside, to kind of give you a walkthrough and tour and where you can find these outdoor stations. They'll be set up. We will be doing our normal stations like we do as a parish outside in this little prayer garden area, but they're also outside and available just for anyone who wants to come pray them on their own time. So that being said, where are they? Father, where are these outdoor stations? Well, outside you can see, so there's the church. Okay, so there's the south entrance of the church. The office building is over here. It's kind of the main entrance to the office is around this corner. So if you come from the office, come around the side over here, there's a little footpath that I'm walking on, right? So you can walk on this little footpath. And you come around the corner, kind of coming around the backside of the parish offices. And you've got the fire station back there behind you, just kind of giving you that to orient you. You will come to this beautiful little bridge. So part of the Eagle Project was putting up this little bridge so we can cross safely into then our outdoor stations, as you can see kind of right here, kind of framing the picture kind of behind me here. So this is where our Stations of the Cross are, right? Between the church building, which is here, and the office building, which is here. You'll find in the back, there's this little prayer grotto, right? This little prayer garden. You've got some tables. You've got actually some rocks that are in the shape of a rosary on this side over here. And then we've got our Stations of the Cross, kind of our footpath. So I'll show you. We'll just kind of walk the path of the station so you can see what this scout did. So he mounted the stations in for us and then created actually this little framing path for the stations, and then flattened this so that we can walk the stations and have nice level ground for our stations. So beautiful that we have the stations, right? You can see this is station 1. Jesus is condemned to death. And we have all 14 of them going around here in this little hemisphere, this little semicircular arc that goes all the way around. The stations complete 1 through 14. So again, big shout out to young Aiden that took care of this, and the scouts of Troop 522 that helped him with this. So big thank you to our Boy Scouts. They made this possible. So as you come and pray these stations during Lent outside, pray for that young man and pray for all of the scouts of Troop 522 and our Cub Scout Pack 522 as well that goes along with it. So it's kind of nice, a great joyful Lent with lots going on. Ash Wednesday, we will have masses at 6:30 a.m., 8 a.m., and 5:30 p.m. We have a holy hour on Ash Wednesday at 7 o'clock in the evening. We also have Liturgy of the Word services at 12 and at 3, where we will be distributing ashes. You have to come to one of the services to receive ashes. You cannot do drive-through ashes. We don't do that. That's not a thing. It's not a talisman or a good luck charm or a superstitious practice. It's a symbol of our repentance, of our coming and seeking to grow closer with Christ. So you have to go to one of the masses or the Liturgy of the Word service in order to receive the ashes. So that's March 2nd. Hard to believe that Lent is here, which my challenge for you on Lent, with it being imminent, is to think about what's something that's really going to challenge you during Lent. What's something that you don't want to give up, that you're perhaps afraid of surrendering to the Lord. Whatever that is, that's what you should give up for Lent. Our Lenten disciplines should hurt. They should sting. They should be a sacrifice. They're not done necessarily even for us, like to get better healthy, or to get better and to be healthier. That's a good thing, but a Lenten discipline is supposed to lead you closer towards Christ. And the history of giving up something for Lent shows us that. It's actually about a 1,700-year-old practice going all the way back to the 4th century, where those to come into the church, those in RCIA, as kind of a final sign of their leaving their old life behind, would make some radical sacrifice for the 40 days prior to their initiation at Easter. So just continuing that tradition, how are you leaving the world behind and growing closer to Christ? A Lenten discipline should be something that is going to be a sacrifice, that is going to challenge each of us. That's definitely one thing that the Lord always invites me to every year, is to find something, some way that I've become too attached to something worldly, and then say, surrender this to me, because I want to fill that space where something other than me is. Let me fill your heart with my love, with my mercy, with my peace. And that's why giving up something that's a challenge is so meritorious and is so rewarding, because we discover Christ in a more radical and more profound way. Sorry, the condition, if you can hear that clicking, the rattling in the background, one of the AC units just turned on. So I hope that doesn't muffle the sound too badly and that you can still hear me. Anyway, know that during this Lenten journey, I will be praying for you. Please pray for me and for our parish community, that together we may have a fruitful Lenten observance and be filled with joy at the Lord's resurrection at Easter. God bless you.